shit.
Oh, wow.
No, it's I can just hear it. You guys get a lot of calls.
Usually suspicious calls.
I
All
bet
right,
you
brother.
guys had to go numb to that.
Yep, that is true. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to start off with some standard questions. So I noticed that you did say that you had some previous experience with law enforcement. Could you just kind of give us a backstory on some of the things you were into, divisions, ranks, maybe some, you know, events or anything you did as a law enforcement officer?
Yes, of course. Um, I have nearly 5 years as being an LEO. That's that's my thing. I love it very much. It's the only thing. Um, is when I'd say within the 5 years, I wasn't part of too many departments. I kind of like to stay loyal to the departments, kind of cities I'm part of, because just the community and all that. So I'd say 3 to 4 departments total within the whole time. And that was all different kinds of ranks. I was pursuit mostly, um, CID detective, with the MDT and this going out investigating kind of certain stuff to see more intel that we can get. SWAT was a big one for me too. I learned a lot of tactics with SWAT that can actually help so much with dealing with people out there in the streets or just anything really. Um, I was a little bit of MBU, the motorcycle unit. Um, Very fun unit. I will not lie about that. The bikes are so much fun, um, and very effective. Not gonna lie, very effective. But it's a little bit hard sometimes with crashes. Not gonna lie, sometimes. But it was that. I was K9 for a little bit as well. Not too long, so it's a little bit of lack of that with me. But I have some of it, and it was honestly one of the best things I did. Honestly, because just interacting with a very cute dog that can literally be by your side 24/7. It's just kind of unique. Um, Anything else other than that? Um, I don't recall. I've never been a high command member. I've never passed lieutenant. I've gotten to lieutenant, mostly sergeant, but that's about it. Never been high command,
Oh,
and I think that's it for that.
okay. Awesome, sweet. Do you have any medical conditions or do you take any medication that might affect your ability at all?
Um, I do not know.
Okay, sweet. All right, I got some personality questions for you. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, can you kind of tell me in your own words what integrity is?
Say that again.
Can you just describe in your own words what integrity is?
Ooh, good. Kind of forgot where integrity met. Not gonna lie. Isn't that kind of like? You mind if I pull up that definition? I can give you my own. I just completely forgot what integrity means.
Just kind of, do you kind of have a like, let's say, an idea, kind of what you think it might mean? Like I don't.
Yeah,
So
I'm thinking like kind of like the grudge that you kind of hold, like how hard you want to go out there, um, and kind of hold it down. That's kind of what I think. Like how much integrity do you have? Like how much strong power do you have to just keep going?
So basically, what integrity is, the definition I like to say is basically doing the right thing when no one's around. So just
Oh, okay.
ensuring to make sure that you are doing the right thing. You know, as law enforcement officers, we're going to go out there and we have to make sure that we are actually uploading the law,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
we're not bending the rules in a criminalized way. So that's why we
Right.
definitely have to act with that integrity. But that's pretty much what it is.
Okay.
Can you tell me what your greatest weakness and um, strengths are?
Yeah, the strength in like as in terms of ranks, is that what you're opposing to? Or or are you talking about strengths as in towards me?
So anything as a person.
Personality?
So like whatever
Okay.
your strengths are as a person and your weaknesses.
I'll start with weaknesses. I kind of usually do say this. When stuff kind of gets a little bit too hectic. Like there's hectic with the job, but when stuff gets too hectic, like I'll use a quick example. There's not that many units on duty, and you guys are getting all kinds of calls where you don't even have the numbers to respond to, you know. But the weakness for me, I kind of do notice, and I think it's kind of unfair to people sometimes working on it, that I kind of just hit the hay. I want to take a quick nap, quick break, just kind of like refresh up and just go back at it later. I think that's a weakness a little bit because in the moment when that happens, there could be a scene for just a bank robbery where it's not even hectic at all. But with all the kind of calls that we kind of get, um, and just a shitlord, it kind of just like puts a stress on me where like I want to take a break and have things kind of calm down. It's not fair to people because I'm the one, and as well as other units can like step up and kind of like change that or help towards that, you know. And I think that's a weakness for me for that. Another weakness would be sometimes communication, like English itself. I do stutter sometimes, so like I feel like on radio sometimes people can like mishear that or get the wrong call and it can't down in the wire like actually matter a little bit. Um, which that would suck. Like if you tell someone to like, please don't shoot that suspect. No, he's fine. And what? Shoot him? It's just, so just communication sometimes just to be strict and clear. Definitely working on that too. A strength, I'll get over on that side. Um, kind of like a main objective kind of thing, as in like we have this goal that we want to have in mind, and that's just to make sure that this person's okay, or a civilian's okay, or another unit's okay. But there's an addition with that objective of make sure you have the most fun and the most safe out there as well. Because to me, that's the only reason why I'm here. I want to have fun and community interaction with people. And if I can go out there and have that main objective of getting your part done and having fun with it, that's literally like the key to all of this, honestly. Another strength I would say is I kind of I'm hard leveled on myself a little bit. So like individually, I'm really hard on myself and I'm stay close with God. So to me, I'm like always trying to become better as well as everyone else around me.
Okay, awesome. If I were to call any sort of family member or one of your friends, how do you think that they would describe you?
They would almost kind of say some things that I just kind of said, like the hard headed. He's kind of just one objective. He's kind of just making sure he's just trying to do the good for himself. Another thing would be is that he just loves to have fun. I just love having fun with the community. I really do. Going out there and just doing anything with them. The events too. So I would hope my friends and family or whoever the case is would say that I'm a people's person because that's what I really like to try to be and I think am. So I think those two for sure that I said that they would say.
Okay, sweet. If we were to hire you today, where do you think you would see yourself in 6 months? Is there anything that you're looking forward to? Any sort of divisions, ranks, stuff like that?
Air One. I think Air One would be fun. I've never learned Air One. I've never learned how to fly either. So that would be a challenge for me and others around me. But I think that'd be fun, not gonna lie. SWAT, I love SWAT. I miss it so much. It's just I love the teamwork that people can have with SWAT and learning stuff together and just going out there and just kicking ass, not gonna lie, with you and your crew that you got out there. Um I never cared too much about pursuit and like vehicles too much because there's a lot of people that do that. So I'm not not too worried about that. Rank wise, I honestly could not give a damn if I stay at the lowest of the low or just keep climbing. I don't care. That specifically is never a goal for me because it's kind of like you get your pay increase, and the other thing would be just you get the strike to say that you can do something. Yeah, I can definitely take those roles. At least I believe I can. But I feel like if I don't have to, then I won't because my main objective is to honestly go out there and have fun. So I would say that.
Awesome. If you were stranded on a deserted island and you
Oh,
had as much food and as much water as you needed, if you could bring two specific items, what would those items be?
mm, good question. Ooh, I bring a drum set. I think I bring a drum set. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big music guy, and I think a stranded island would be the best place to learn uh, the drum set. I haven't learned it quite yet, but I love drums itself, so I think that'd be the best place for it. I got all the food and water. You kidding me? No one's around me. That'd be great for the drums to get real loud. You know, it's like that. It's like that scene from Step Brothers. You know, where the motherfucking brother
Yeah, I got
hit the
you.
drum set. Oh man, I don't have to worry about that. You know, I don't. It's just all me out there.
What about the second item?
Second one. Mm, uh, you said I dumb. I would bring the largest pack of twisted teas out there, sir. I think I would enjoy myself out there on the island too. I would unlimited pack. Is that a thing? I think I get unlimited pack of twisted teas and go crazy out there.
Okay. What motivates you every day?
God,
Okay. Are you more of a visual learner or more of a hands-on learner?
I believe I am both, but more of the visual learner for sure.
Okay, sweet. Well, those are all the standard questions I have for you. We're going to move on to the scenario questions. For these, if you didn't get the question, um, like you need me to repeat it, just let me know. We'll repeat it if we need to. Just answer to your best ability, okay?
Understood.
All right, scenario question one. While searching a vehicle with your partner before you impound it, you witness your partner pick up a crisp $5 bill and they just put it right in your pocket. How do you handle this situation?
Did you say a $5 bill?
Correct.
Okay. And he found it on the ground you stated in the question? Or I didn't I heard parts of that question.
So
Is
he
it
would have
no
found
or
it, they would have found it inside the vehicle on the ground.
and okay, and whose vehicle is that?
We'll just say hypothetically a criminal that you arrested.
Okay. I would I would call him out on that for taking the money even though it's only $5 and how petty that is. It's not his at the end of the day. I would call him out honestly, be like, "Yo, that's not your stuff, man. You put it back or give it straight to him, either or. Like, you gotta be better than that." Um, Based off how they respond, most of the time, like they would put it back because they got caught. But if they generally do not care, that kind of shows like how bad that kind of could be. You did state that my friend is the one that picked it up, but if he's another unit, well, was he another unit or is he just a friend? I didn't hear that part.
This would be
Sorry.
your partner, whoever you're working
Partner. Okay.
alongside.
Okay. Yeah, I would call him out on it. And based off how he responds, kind of tells me how I gotta respond. Either he puts it back and it's nice, and after that seems all good. I don't really have to. I believe don't have to do anything too crazy. It was $5. But it kind of put something in the back of my mind where this person could do something. So I believe I would say something to a high command within my department to at least put out the word like, hey, this person did this, to put out the word to at least show that that person's done something like that before, because we don't need someone like that person possibly to in the future take drugs off someone and they wanted to take the drugs, and that's a no-no. So I would bring it up to mostly a command of mine.
Okay. So you respond to a robbery alarm. As you and a second unit pull up to the alarm, a suspect runs out the front door and starts shooting you guys. He then flees on foot and you begin to chase him. However, you realize that your partner behind you has been shot and is bleeding out. What do you do at this point?
Okay, with that suspect fleeing on the ground, at that point, and I noticed my unit bleeding on the ground, that is my main objective, is my unit bleeding out. That is the number one thing, is making sure he is okay and treated. Because at that point he is injured and is down, or even worse, like not breathing at all. Um, so I would let that suspect continue to flee. um he will more than likely have like the gun in his hand. He thinking I'm gonna run after him or something like that. So I have to, in the back of my mind, excuse me, have to make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid while I'm trying to make sure I treat my down unit. I would treat my down unit by just checking his body out, making sure where he got shot up, making sure he's all good. If he's not okay, I got to do what I got to do with the equipment that you guys have, bandages, stopping the bleeding, IFACs, etc., whatever it could be. Make sure he is stable enough for me to then transport him to a hospital and have EMS look at him. While I'm doing that, I gotta keep my eye out for the suspect that's back there, because he still is a dangerous person out there to the street. So he could still do something stupid that could be like hold up someone hostage. I have to, I believe, if he's holding someone hostage, I believe I have to respond to that, at least in this scenario. I know I have a downed unit, but he could kill that hostage simply because I'm not there. I got to make sure that that hostage is safe as well, if that happens to be. But more than likely, he's just gonna flee away. I'm gonna make sure I treat my unit, get him to a hospital, and get him into a stable condition.
Okay, awesome. You have just initiated a traffic stop for a vehicle that was spotted going 10 miles over the posted speed limit. When dispatch tells you that the vehicle is unregistered, you make contact with the driver and notice that they're crying. As you obtain their license, they tell you that the vehicle belonged to their father who just passed away. It is unregistered because it wasn't running recently. What do you do?
Wow, that's terrible. Wow. Um, in this scenario, I would grief the person because their father just passed away, and that's like that's their parent, that's their loved one that they cared about. So honestly, they didn't do nothing severe. 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. That's not shit. I will tell you that. So I will grief them honestly in the moment and make just try to like cheer them on a little bit. Just put their head on a swivel a little bit and be like, hey, things will be okay. And make sure that she's not stressed out too, because me being a cop and pulling her over on a day like that could add a lot of stress that can honestly make people panic at some point. So I have to understand where she is coming from. um and after grieving her and then going back down to like what actually happened, it caught you 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. I just need your license real quick. And just honestly, after that, if everything checks out, you're gonna be all set. Because I'm not gonna give her a speeding ticket for 10 miles per hour, even if it was 30 miles per hour over the speed limit. Honestly, um, because she's crying. I mean, she could be lying, but I'm gonna kind of do an honor roll with the community and all that, because I'll probably meet that person again in the future, and ask them how they're doing then and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I would do.
Okay, sweet. So, you get a call over the radio for suspicious activity. As you arrive in the area, you see two individuals who appear to be passing items to individuals passing by them. When you make contact with the suspects, they show you that they're just passing out sack lunches. What do you do?
Well, the report for suspicious activity isn't really detailed enough, so I I didn't really get the detail of what even is going on. Suspicious activity could be just someone just walking around in the area, not passing out anything, just walking around. So it's just some type of activity that someone reported. So I'm checking it out, and if I personally the handoff or whatever they pass to each other, I don't know what that could be. Honestly, I really don't. And this person's instantly claiming to say that it's a lunch pail. Um, I believe the only thing, to my extent, that I can do in this situation is ask them if I can search them, because they can give me consent. If they give me consent, then I can then pat them down, and whoever is in their back pocket, it could be lunch pails. Shit, that'd be kind of crazy. Not gonna lie, I need one. Um, but if they don't consent to a search, I believe the thing I could do would frisk them. I have enough uh, evidence gathered for a activity call from someone, and it's in the area, and I got a handoff that I saw. That itself is enough for a detainment, I believe, and a frisk. But if I frisk them and I don't find anything that I see while patting them down on the sides or whatever the case is, um, then they're just gonna be let go with their day. But if I do feel something a little bit, then it's just gonna go from there. Could be just me feeling a gun or a knife or just whatever the case may be, and we respond based off protocol.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that is the last bit of the scenario questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a bonus round. Okay. These are just going to be some
Bonus round.
standard questions. You know,
Okay.
this is where we're really going to judge you. Okay.
Okay.
This is what determines if you're going to be a police officer or not. Okay. So first question: if you had $1 billion given to you, and you could buy anything in the world, but you could only buy one item, what would you buy?
The planet. Nah, I can't buy the planet for $1 billion, but I would certainly try to. I put a bet on it. That's what I would do. I would put a bid for $1 billion to buy the planet.
Okay. I don't know how far that's going to go, but
Some Kanye
okay.
shit that I'm gonna do.
I gotcha. Um, if you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
Ooh, animal. Oh my goodness. Ooh, man, dude, there's so many different kind of animals I would love to be though. Ooh, shit, dude. There's a lot I want to be.
So what would be at least the top?
Hyena. I like hyenas are crazy. Oh, a badger. I think I would choose a badger, sir. Yes, yes, a badger.
Okay.
Badgers are tough as shit. I saw a video the other day. Excuse me, sorry. I saw a video the other day of a group of hyenas, like 20 of them, trying to bite the badger out, and they couldn't do anything. They literally could not penetrate the badger's skin itself. Didn't bleed, nothing. And I'm just like, wow. And the badger was the whole time tough as crap back to them, showing no remorse, no, striking back, getting them. Hyenas left them alone. 20 of them versus one. And I'm just like, wow, that badger is a tough animal. So yeah,
Okay.
badger, number
Awesome.
one.
All right. I like the answer. All right. Well, this pretty much concludes the interview. I'm going to leave the floor to you. If you got any questions or anything you want to ask us, you're more than welcome to.
I do not. Only thing would be just your guys' names. I don't
Uh,
recall them.
so my name is Sergeant John Campbell. To my right is Lieutenant Henry Walker, and sitting on the
Okay.
ground there is going to be our K9 Buttercup.
Buttercup?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That's an adorable name.
she's a
Buttercup.
very friendly canine.
Yeah,
Hey.
every once in a while you'll see a cougar that comes around
Oh,
here.
She has the wettest nose.
All right. So listen, this is what's going to happen, okay? So I'm going to take the video from this interview. It's going to be posted into our Discordia, where our entire HR team is then going to vote on how the interview went. They're going to go by those personality question scenarios and just kind of see if you are going to be a fit here within the department. So
Perfect.
it could take, depending on who votes, it can take up to 12 to 24 hours, could take 48. It just depends. We have people that are in multiple time frames. So we have some UK people and NA people as well. So it may
Gotcha,
take just a
okay.
minute, but if you feel like you don't hear anything out maybe within 3 to 4 days, there's nothing wrong with just reaching out to me and saying, hey, just checking up on my interview, see what's going on, and I'll give you an answer. But you'll most likely be hearing back from me, okay?
Okay. That'd be
All right.
perfect.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate your interest, and we'll go ahead and walk you out, all right?
Yes, sir.